That gap has grown.
This is 33,000 miles.
That's a hot dog down a hallway right there, guy.
Ever since the spark plugs pulls really smooth. It's not just a maintenance item.
That is how you get blowed out spark and misfire.
So the two guys that commented, we're back. Spark plugs is the subject matter today. This is an EcoBoost thing. We all know about this already. If you've owned the truck for a bit, and if you don't, good thing you clicked on this video because you need to know about this. So I'm gonna walk you over what happens if you don't do it. We're gonna do a little whiteboard explanation, walk you through the process on how to change all 6 of these, and then we'll be ready to continue making power. This is especially important if you have a tuned truck like I do. Class in session as fast as possible. Misfire, big red thing. Understand that that's the enemy, right? We need to hop over here. This is 2 cylinders. This is a regular naturally aspirated engine. This is an EcoBoost engine. The dots are air particles. We have less air in here. We have more air in here because we have 2 turbos forcing air into each cylinder. This is a 3.5 liter EcoBoost. This is a regular engine. Notice how much more air is in here. So we have more pressure. It's harder to spark. So we have way more pressure. Cylinder pressure is what it's called in these things. They make a lot of torque, a lot of timing, and they get really aggressive for these trucks to get up and move as heavy as they are. So they really push these things to the limits. Is that bad? No, but it's important to understand how this works. Austin left a note over here. LOL, EcoBoost problems. Not all of us have to. Our money. Not all of us have to compensate. I'll just say that. The gap grows. So we got 0 miles, 15K, 30K. Spark plug, tip, electrode, real clean, right? Then we're at 15K miles. Hypothetically, you got some wear on the electrode. You got a little bit of wear going on. There's just heat happening. 30K plus, there's a lot of damage to this and it's gonna stumble under boost. So every spark will start burning metal at some point. So you're replacing these every 30,000 miles or less. I would even do 20,000. Get used to it, to just never let this happen, because as soon as this happens, you'll start misfiring, you'll start getting engine codes, and you'll start wondering, why is my truck running rough?
Why are my cats failing?
Why are my cats failing? All kinds of things. The fix, what the coil pack can give is this amount of electricity spark. Then when we have a wide gap and boost under a situation like this where the electrode is burning away, we're gonna have a misfire because we have a huge gap and we have boost. But if we have the tight gap and a newer spark plug, it's gonna fire every time and only need what it can give, and it will be dialed in, running as smooth as possible. We're gonna be pulling out the old one and compare it, but that gap, if that electrode starts getting eaten away, which it will over time in miles, that gap is getting wider and wider and wider, and air is gonna blow through that little gap right there and just like a candle blow it out. And then that's when we have misfire and things, because fuel went in, it didn't combust, cylinder pressure gets hot again, and then we have boom, we have all this pre-ignition, which is what this also helps with, is we're switching to a Ford Performance colder spark plug. So we got a colder tip, no pre-ignition, and our gap is going to be set to 0.026 to 0.028. So we're going to check our spark plug gap, and then we're going to get to wrenching. Now you should understand why this is extremely important on this platform specifically. The dealership says 60,000 miles.
They're laughing at you when they come in and you're like, I need 2 cats and I need a motor and I need a valve because I burned it up.
Spark plugs of choice, step colder, Ford Performance spark plugs. You're gonna see the part number here, but don't worry, QR code on screen, Amazon link in the description. That is an absolutely free way to support what we do here, and this is gonna take you to the right thing, get it to your house sent. It's probably not prime most of the time, and that's because it's coming from some shop that's providing it. So these are not something that you can get really fast, so just be patient, but it is the best option by far. So we have 3 and 3 because we have 6 cylinders, 3 on each side, and then I have a spark plug gap tool right here, and we made sure that the gap like this is that exact 0.028, 0.026. I'm gonna have a link in the description to a better spark plug gapper tool that we just ordered that's a better option than this. So make sure you do that. It's just a good thing to have. Like, don't go and buy this one. You might as well buy the one that's gonna last forever.
So this is a feeler gauge. You can use this to check tolerances on valves, underneath buckets, and on spark plugs. Kind of hard to show. 0.028, that's your max gap. When you put it under the diode, what you want is to feel some little bit of drag. It should go in easy, but it also shouldn't just fall in there. So as you pull it out, it's got a little bit of drag. Yep. You know you're right. Now, if that is like a hot dog down a hallway, you will need a real spark plug tool, and you'll actually lay this plug down in the tool, and it's got a little screw that you can screw in, and it will actually push on this and change the gap, and then you can use your feeler gauge to fix that.
So you'll see like naturally aspirated motors, low horsepower stuff, the gap will be bigger. You get into the turbo, higher cylinder compression, types of engine setups, tuning, etc. They're gonna start having you close that gap because blowout will start to happen, blowing it out like a candle. And then there's also the element like this, when there's this much cylinder pressure that's specific to this truck and this engine, it's gonna be even more dramatic. So that's why we gotta change them more often. This is a spark plug specific extension wobble socket with a rubber insulator in here so it grabs the spark plug. Magnet even probably in here too. Should have a magnet. These are awesome to have. Buy once, cry once. Look at this.
So this just has the rubber, it doesn't have the magnet.
Yeah, I'll even leave one that's magnet. Those are even better. But grab one of these. All right, we got Dave in here. We got a 10 mil to get the plastic cover off. Dave said this is gonna take 5 minutes. You got us, Austin?
Yeah.
All right, hit that timer. All right, you're on the clock. Master Tech Dave, let's see what you got.
All right.
And you have to instruct.
8 mil on a electric ratchet. Coil bolt 1, coil bolt number 2, coil bolt number 3.
Oh, she deep.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so coil 1.
Pulling coils. Little.
Coil 2. Coil 3 out, ready to go. All right, so we've got the coils out. Now we've got our plug wrench on here. We're gonna break our plug loose. Oh, that's tight. I don't know if I'm running into something. There we go. Plug number 1 is out.
All right, how are we looking? First reaction?
There's a little bit of wear on that diode. You can actually see, it's gonna be really hard to see. Yeah, it's shiny on the tip, but the rest of it's dark. So that gap has grown. Let's get the feeler gauge and let's check that gap.
So I don't know when the spark plugs were changed, probably never, but this is 33,000 miles.
All right, this is the 028 that it's supposed to be. That's a hot dog down the hallway right there, guy. What we're gonna do, pull out the 030 and see if we're at 030. Also hot dog down the hallway. So we're above 030 on this gap right now. I have an 032 and I have a feeling it's gonna be like 031. Yep, so 032 fits in and is dragging nicely. So your gap has reduced with however many miles are on these to 032. So we're outside of the spark plug tolerance for this vehicle. That is how you get blowed out spark and misfires.
Some anti-seize.
21 minutes, by the way.
Yeah. Fun story. One time I had this kid working for me. I told him to put anti-seize on some plugs in a Chevy C10. And then he comes in, he goes, all right, Dave, the truck's ready. And I said, all right. And so I go to start it and it won't start. And swear to God, this kid took the plug and dipped it full on in the anti-seize, like full done. And I pulled him out and I was like, really, bro? He was one of those kids that comes from UTI that has like Ford certifications, and he's like a certified technician and couldn't anti-seize his plugs.
Certified goon.
Yeah.
You're
That's what
going
we
to
call
try
him.
to catch
All right, we're gonna put in this one and then I'm gonna zip the rest of them out and make it happen. We're at 21 minutes because he keeps hiding my tools, this guy. All right.
22!
All right, so anytime you start with this, we're gonna gently put this down in the hole. If it falls down in there and it hits too hard, it'll close the gap. So see if we can get back down on that plug.
I'm gonna put a good socket and extension that doesn't drop it like that in the description.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because you're deep down in the hole trying to get everything to line up, and if it's magnetized, you can really easily make sure you get the thread started. But at this moment, all right, one of the biggest things that Cam noticed in the difference between the two plugs is that the originals have a crush washer and the other ones are a conical style. And so these conical style, you kind of got to torque by hand. A crush washer style, when you go to tighten them down, you will feel the crush washer kind of crush down and torque. These other ones, you will not feel that.
I do have the torque spec.
We do Gutentide down here. When you have done as many spark plugs as I've done, if you can't torque a spark plug, you got problems, my guy.
It says 105 foot-pounds.
105 foot-pounds. We're snapping them off in the head now. Cam was like, hey, do you have something to do this week? And I was like, no, not really. And he's like, all right, we're gonna break some plugs off in my Raptor.
11.1 foot-pounds if you want to use a torque wrench, but Master Tech Dave here, he don't play games.
Okay, both of those are out. Can you grab me a magnet? All right, we're gonna go down here,
So we need a magnet. We'll leave that down below too.
Well,
unless you have a magnet socket.
If your spark plug socket doesn't have a magnet in it, you're going to need a spare magnet.
So let's look at the shape of this one, about the same.
They're all probably going to be really similar.
Because I didn't have any misfires, so I'm predicting them all to be in just fine shape. But now we're a step colder, so we're going to get that max performance. Oh, you already got another one?
Yep. If your thing has a rubber insulator in it and you put this in, you can push it into the rubber insulator and it'll hold it. Just FYI.
So that first cylinder was user error.
Yes. Oh, user error slash tools. All right, so that's started. We're gonna stick our
Mechanics taking ownership.
That doesn't happen. What are you talking about? I blame your tools every time.
Got plenty of anti-seize on the tip of that thing.
All over it, you know. What we'd like is misfires as soon as we're finished with this.
Austin's pro tip: tighten until it's loose.
Turn a 10-minute plug change into a 6-day ordeal.
Immediately take the Carvana.
Yeah. We got all 3 plugs changed out. We're gonna start sticking our boots back down in the holes.
They went from a to a.
Once you put your boot down in the hole, you'll feel it hit that spark plug. And then when you get it on the plug, you actually gotta seat it over the top of the plug. Hear it?
Nice.
All right, last one. All right, that's one side. We're gonna put our 8s back in. And that's one side complete. This truck has enough lead on the coil harness where you don't even have to undo the coils. All right. All right, these go into plastic. So when you're tightening these down, motor it down until it's snug, and that's about it. If you go any harder than that, you strip that valve cover, button a valve cover. No thanks. Okay, magnet, good. Ready?
Oh, this side's so much easier to see for the viewers.
Yep. 1, 2, and the third one is back here.
The clutch dump on the Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
Steez, mechanic Steez.
If you gotta get torque and you don't want to move your hand because you're being lazy, that's the way you do it. All right. Undo coil number 1.
You hear that, Austin?
3.
Oh,
That one sounded a little louder.
So we got this.
it got a little firmer.
This is my favorite tool Kim has, is this gold icon ratchet. So nice.
Most unnecessary impulse purchase.
They're like it's gold. It's $16 more than the other one.
I had to have it.
Same internals. All right, broke that loose.
I even paid full price.
Sir.
Break this one loose. Plug 1. Here you go, Cam. Plug 2. Tune-up complete. Not as fast as the Mark 7.5 when we finished that one day.
Yeah.
And I slammed those plugs and coils in like 6 seconds.
This thing is just a thick, heavy piece of rubber insulator.
It is.
It's a sound machine is what that is. Probably for the high pressure fuel pump so you don't get a bunch of ticking. 35 minutes?
6 minutes.
That's not too bad.
The job ain't done. We got 2 nuts left.
All right.
My name is Cameron McFarland. Should I start
Start
it?
her up. See if she explodes.
Call it placebo all you want. This truck, ever since the spark plugs, pulls really smooth. When you zoom in on a graph from a vehicle doing a pull on a dyno, you'll see stumble on like a really small microscopic level, and a really good tuner will go and smoothen those out. That stumble can also happen from spark plugs that are not operating at ideal conditions with ideal gap, etc. So I feel like I can physically feel how much smoother and less stumble there is throughout the power band now, and that's very, very satisfying. And it would depend on how bad your plugs were before and after, how dramatic it is, but with the original plugs, the different style with them being the OEM ones that are a little bit warmer and not the colder plug, and the bigger gap, and then being in the truck for this long, and then having it tuned with more boost and things like that, now I can really feel a big difference. So it's very satisfying. It's not just a maintenance item. You do get some sort of satisfaction behind the wheel for sure. So there are benefits other than just doing the right thing. You'll enjoy how smooth your truck drives. And that's it. Hope you learned something about spark plugs, how to install them. I'll have the next Raptor video here on screen. If it's not out yet, make sure you hit subscribe. I'll have the previous one here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And if you want to get to know Dave, hang out with us behind the scenes, make sure you consider becoming a member, and there's a bunch more videos there and some live streams to ask Master Tech Dave questions as well as myself.